Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our podcast. I am so excited with my guest today. You are going to have your mind blown because this is the question that I would love to ask. Wouldn't you just love to have lead generation that your competitors would be afraid that you're going to discover? Well, our guest today will be sharing all about that strategy. It's something that you definitely need to hear. Stick around because our guest today is covering all of that and more. So, today I am very excited to welcome Hannah Acosta from Ugly Mug Marketing, which FYI, I love that name. Every time I saw that name on my calendar, I'm all, yes. Hannah is the most passionate and purposeful leader of the social media department at Ugly Mug Marketing. Over the past 4 years, Hannah has grown her department by over 340% and has worked alongside hundreds of small business owners and entrepreneurs as they navigate the ever-changing digital marketing landscape. After launching more than 4,000 social media campaigns, Hannah has had a front row seat to the challenges and rewards that are faced by marketers today. From private clients to social media masterclasses, Hannah brings her expertise and energy as she teaches clients how to use social media to scale their business, generate leads, and achieve results. Welcome, Hannah. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on my podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
Oh, I'm so excited. So, I always love to ask all my guests this question first to get the ball rolling because I find it super intriguing and interesting. To get started, tell me about your business, Ugly Mug Marketing, and how you got started.
Yes, so I started at Ugly Mug Marketing. It's been 4.5 years now. I've been at this company. Our founder, Wayne Mullins, just recently wrote a book all about marketing. It's called Full Circle Marketing. It's been such a fun journey to be a part of this company. We've been around for over 13 years now. And I was brought on the team fairly, 4.5 years ago. I was brought on the team to really grow the social media department. So originally, Wayne himself was dealing with these clients, and I was just a gal from Michigan moving to Louisiana, and everyone was like, who is this girl? We're going to be working with her now and not you, Wayne. Like, what's going on? What's happening? We're working with the owner of the company to a stranger. But over time, I really worked hard to develop those relationships and really hone in my skills and my craft to be able to help them grow their business. And so it's been a super fun journey to be here the last 4.5 years and to grow this department by 340%, which is kind of crazy as we're doing the math and we're looking at projections for this upcoming quarter, and then just thinking back to, wow, I used to be a department of one, and now I have 3 employees. We've got an admin person. I'm like, this is just crazy the way that we've evolved over the last 4.5 years since I started. I think I had like maybe 4 or 5 clients that I was responsible for back then, and even looking at the value of those clients versus kind of where we are now and having each one of these coordinators growing and learning in their own way the things that I've learned. And so it's been super, super fun. And Ugly Mug not only offers social media services, but we also do website and traditional marketing as well. So we have those departments too.
That is so cool. So describe for me a little bit about what you do as the head of that department, and what your department does. Like, what are you doing for companies?
Yes. So I oversee the coordinators. I help them I make sure that they have their questions answered, that we're still committed to learning and growing. I'm sure the social media game is changing every single day. The way that Facebook's back end and interface looks today could completely change tomorrow. In fact, I had a change as I was training a new person who joined our team. I was like, oh, that looks different on your end than that looks on mine. Hang on, let's quick do some Google searching, or let's click around and see if we can figure out how to do this together. And so I'm really just supporting them, making sure that they have what they need, helping them grow and develop their skills, but also, I mean, our goal at the end of the day at Ugly Mug is to grow leaders and to grow people who are going to be able to have different roles and new capacities and grow in different ways within our company, or go on to the next thing. It's okay. It's very natural for people to go on to different companies, but we want them to have a really amazing experience and really grow and hone those skills with us. So that's my role as the department head. I also manage a few private clients of my own. I have 3 clients that I work with. One of them is in the heating and cooling industry. They are by far our largest client. I have about 50 different HVAC companies that I work with across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. So we're all over the place.
Wow.
And then what we're offering for those clients in particular, whether they're working with me or one of the other coordinators on our team, is specifically Facebook and Instagram advertising and content development. And then we also do LinkedIn and YouTube advertising as well. But our really true bread and butter is going to be Facebook and Instagram. And that's where the lead generation component comes into play. So excited to dive into that.
Yes, that I'm very excited. Before we dive into that real quick, what would you say is the size of the companies that you work with? Do you work with like just one person entrepreneurs who want to outsource their stuff, or is it typically a certain amount of money or like that they bring in revenue, or how is that determined?
It's a wide variety. We have a whole, I tell people my days, especially when I was a coordinator, looked vastly different each and every day. We have clients who are solopreneurs and just getting the ball rolling. They might be on one of our smaller scale packages. We might be doing some consulting with them because they're still in a place where they want to learn and they have the time and the capacity to be able to manage their social media pages. But then, the HVAC company we work with, I mean, they're a multi-million-dollar company. And so it goes from a coffee shop or a solopreneur, someone with an idea for an e-commerce store, all the way to HVAC or doctors' offices. I mean, we work with people at various stages of their entrepreneurship or small biz, medium biz, large biz journey. So it's really fun.
That's perfect. I always like to say that because anybody listening today who might assume that they can't work with you, don't assume.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you work with all sizes. Perfect. All right.
Yes.
Well, why don't you dive in right now and share with us this lead generation strategy that our competitors are afraid that they're going to discover?
Yes. So lead generation has been something I've become increasingly more passionate about, especially over these last 2.5 years that I've been working with the HVAC client that we have, because their goal at the end of the day is they want to make money. And I think that's what everyone's goal is on social media. We're not just making Instagram reels or running Facebook ads or posting content on our page for the heck of it, right? We want to make money. We want to scale our business. And so how do we do that? For our client that's in the HVAC industry, I'm going to call them the best heating and cooling company for the sake of example. So for the best heating and cooling company, their goal is to generate qualified leads, and we do that a variety of different ways. They're running SEO, they've got their website, they're using all of these different marketing methods, they've got their email list, they've got billboards. Something that they were missing when they started working with us was, how do we make money on Facebook? We know we should be on Facebook. We know we shouldn't be on Instagram, but we're not seeing any results, so we're about to pull the plug, right? We don't have time to be on this. We've got 50 different locations. We're growing rapidly. We need to make money. If it's not showing a return on investment, we're pulling the plug. So what we developed with them was a framework that we've now taken and been able to replicate and implement the same exact framework and process with people who are in vastly different industries, people who are coffee shops and cupcakes bakeries. We've implemented this with people who are in doctor's office industries, insurance industry. I mean, it's just been crazy. So the way that the framework works is it's a 10-step process. And we've got a whole free webinar that if anyone wants to go and join our Social Media Mastery private Facebook group, we've got a free 3-day webinar, or 3-hour in total webinar, where we walk through each one of these 10 steps. But I'm going to kind of cruise through things. I don't want to get too deep into it here with you today. But essentially what we do is we start with identifying who is our true target customer. So with the Best Heating and Cooling Company, the benefit with them was they've been in business for a while. They were entering into some new markets, but we knew who some of those customer avatars were in these different regions that we were going to be marketing in. So some of their locations are in more rural, small town communities. Some of them are in larger, more metropolitan areas like Baton Rouge or like New Orleans area. And so our customers look a little bit different. So we needed to be able to know a little bit more about them. What's important to this person? What is their day-to-day looking like? Are they a mom? Are they a dad? Are they single? Are they, what kind of home do they live in? What neighborhoods or what areas? We were able to take some of the data that they already had in their CRM and say, all right, are there any zip codes that are trending more so than others that your customers are in? Are there certain cities that you service where the majority of your customers are coming from, but you want to grow in other areas? So we kind of take a moment to first look at all of that data, identify who that customer is going to be, and then we say, okay, what's the offer? What is it that these people want? With HVAC, it's not really exciting or very sexy. We're not a coffee shop. We're not giving away a free drink on your birthday or anything like that. So how do we get people to stop scrolling and pay attention? And so we start off by spying on our competitors on Facebook. We go to what's called Facebook Ads Library. And a lot of people, I'm shocked, they don't know that this exists. But this is a place where you can go, and it's owned and run by Meta. It's a website, and you can go and you can look at any company's Facebook ads that they're currently running, and it is wildly fascinating. I absolutely love, if I'm not feeling very creative, I love to go there and just get inspiration maybe from other brands or other people who might be competitors or people who have similar type companies like my clients, but maybe in a completely different market. So to go in there and say, okay, what is it that they're running right now? You can even see how long that ad's been running. So I'm like, okay, I know that offer must be good because surely y'all wouldn't be running that for the last, 3, 4, 5, 6 months if it wasn't generating money for your business. So I go in there and I do a little bit of research. What are the offers that other HVAC companies or other coffee shops or other doctors' offices or insurance agents, what are they doing? And we kind of put together a list and say, all right, what is it about these offers that make it so compelling, and how can we develop a compelling offer? So we start making and brainstorming that list. Then we go and say, all right, we know who our people are, we know what they're interested in, what types of offers are killing it in the industry right now. And so now where do I need to go and hang out? Right? We want to make sure that we're hanging out on the platforms that target audience is hanging out on. If my people are, 65 and up, they're probably not on TikTok. I mean, they might be, they could be, but I would be willing to bet if we looked at the total gamut of demographics on TikTok, there probably are people in that age range on TikTok, but that's not the majority of people on TikTok, right? So I'm going to do some research, I'm going to do some digging and say, okay, where are my people hanging out? And for the HVAC company, the people that we're trying to target, those people that are between the ages of 30 and, 65 or maybe even older than 65, who are homeowners, those people are on Facebook. And so we say, okay, you know what? Yep, we want to hang out on Facebook. In some of the more larger metropolitan areas, maybe we also want to hang out on Instagram too. But Facebook seems to be the go-to in these more rural communities. So we say, all right, now let's dive in and let's start writing our copy, right? And a part of writing copy is really understanding what are the benefits of what we're offering to our customer, right? Anybody, any other HVAC company can offer a $69 tune-up. Any other coffee shop can offer a free drink on your birthday. Any other insurance agent can offer a free quote. But what is it about the experience with you as the insurance agent or you as the coffee shop or you as the HVAC company that's going to make me want to choose you over the guy down the road? Right? Yeah. So how do we get into the mind of our customer and really speak to them in a way that it's like we know them. We know what's really important to them. Being on time, great customer service, even writing the copy in such a way that it's like, hey, if you do a tune-up right now, that could save you a lot of money down the road. If your system is broken or it goes out during the hot southern Gulf Coast sticky summer, what a nightmare that would be. Make sure you get your $69 tune-up this month with us. This offer is expiring. It's like, how can we speak to some of those things that maybe they're scared of? Because I don't live in Louisiana anymore. I now live in North Carolina. But let me tell you what, if my AC unit would have gone out in Louisiana in the midst of August or July,
I would cry at a minimum.
Oh, literally at a minimum. Like, Jesus, take the wheel, because this is just not this is just a nightmare, a freaking nightmare. Okay, so we have to create copy and write something that's going to speak to those benefits to them, not the benefits that we think as the HVAC company. Mm-hmm. Because it's so easy for us to be like, oh, well, we offer this and we offer that. Well, so do they. But what's important to the customer? We have to get into the mind of the customer. So then the next thing is going to be the graphics, right? Or maybe it's a video. And I always recommend doing some split testing of the two of those things. Or if you think you have the best graphic, it might not be the best graphic, or it might not be the right headline, okay? So split test a couple different things, because I will tell you, 9 times out of 10, I am wrong. I am absolutely wrong. I will test 2 graphics and I'm like, this one is beautiful. It's going to make the people stop while they're mindlessly scrolling on Facebook at 9 p.m. at night. They're going to be like, yes, I need this free coffee on my birthday, or yes, I need an insurance quote. And I'm usually wrong. It's always the other graphic. So make sure that you're split testing, okay? Then we're going to go into Facebook Ads Manager and we're actually going to set up our campaign. And for some of you who are not familiar with Facebook or who aren't familiar with setting up campaigns there, or you're like, what the heck is lead generation? It's an objective that you can select within Facebook. And you can say, hey, Facebook, I want to run this video and I want to run this ad for video views because I want as many people as possible to watch my video. Mm-hmm. Yes. Or you can say, hey, I want to run this ad for engagement. I want as many people as possible to like, comment, share, put this on their Facebook or Instagram story. So you can run ads specifically for that. So lead generation is just another one of those categories that we can select. And we can say, hey, Facebook, we want to get in front of our target audience. And so we input all of that, those details and information.
And type of people.
Yes, we select, we want to target women in New Orleans between the ages of 30 and 55 who live in maybe these certain zip codes even. You can type all of that information in that we kind of collected earlier on in the process. So we're going to go in and input all that information. We're going to set up our graphic in there. We're going to put in all of that great, remarkable copy with all of those great benefits that we're speaking to our target audience with. And then we're going to hit publish. And I know I'm making it sound a lot easier said than done. So that's why if you're listening to this and you're like, you're losing me, Hannah, go and join our Ugly Mug Go like us on Facebook, Ugly Mug Marketing. Join our social media mastery private Facebook group.
I'll have all those links down below, so don't worry in the show notes.
Yes, and it's completely free, and go and watch the tutorial because we walk literally through all of this step by step. So then we hit publish, okay? And a lot of people are like, well, I have a website. If I just post and I don't want to pay for ads, like what's the benefit of investing in these ads? Or I have a website, so I just want to push people to my website. I'll just make a regular post on my page and hit boost post. Well, the reality is now that Facebook has ads, before a long time ago, you didn't have to pay to play. You would post something on your page and everyone on your page would see it and they would like and comment and share and do all the things. But that's just not the case anymore. On average, only 2.6% of people who like your Facebook page even see your content. And I would be willing to bet that it's even fewer than that, depending on the algorithm on Instagram too, when you post, versus how many people follow and how many people are actually engaging with your content. And so it's important for us to run ads, and you don't have to have a ton of money. That's another big myth. People are like, well, I'm not a big HVAC company. I don't have thousands of dollars to invest in lead generation. You can have $100 and you can have $50. We've been successful with both of those budgets on very small scale. you can't target the entire United States, but you might be
No,
able to
yeah.
target a 50-mile radius around whatever region that you're in, or city or town, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's really important too when you're considering doing lead generation versus just posting on your page. Now, going back to, all right, I have a website. Can't I just push people there to fill out my contact form and sign up for my newsletter there? No,
No.
because here's another truth, and it's kind of one of the ickier truths of social media. It doesn't matter the platform. Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Meta, LinkedIn, they all have the same objective. And it's they want users to spend as much time on those platforms as possible. They say the average user spends I'm making this up, an hour on Facebook a day. Facebook's goal then the next month or the next quarter is to get people to spend more and more and more and more time on the platform. So when we use the tools and resources that they have available to us in Ads Manager, like lead generation forms, that's to our benefit, right? Because we're using the tool that's going to help keep the user on the platform longer rather than pushing people from the platform to our website. And you're going to see those benefits because we've learned it firsthand. When we run an ad pushing people to someone's website and we're trying to capture a lead that way versus using the lead generation form, I would say it's been as much as 10 times cheaper to do the lead generation form that you can kind of customize and use on the Facebook platform versus pushing someone to your website. Because again, they want you to keep people on Facebook. They want you to keep the people on Instagram. They want you to keep the people on Pinterest, insert platform.
And when people get dumped on a website, they don't know what to do next. So
No.
that seems, I've never even thought about this. This is so good.
Yes. And also with that, sometimes people just push you to a generic form. But now they're like, wait, why did I click on this ad? Was it to sign up for your newsletter? Was it to inquire about your spa services? Why am I here? And so when you use a specific lead form that you can customize within Facebook, it's like, oh, every step along the way, the graphic is there and it says, hey, $69 tune-up, or hey, 0% interest financing on this, or hey, free coffee on your birthday, whatever it may be, or signing up for our newsletter. So they can see that every step of the way so we're not losing them. Once they get to the website, they're like, wait, why am I here? What am I signing up for? What am I inquiring about? Now, the most important part, okay, is actually monitoring these campaigns. You can't just
set it and forget it.
Yes, that exactly. You cannot just set these ads up and then 3 months later you're like, wonder how that performed. No, because then you're going to have all these leads sitting there that you haven't followed up with. So now you've wasted your $100, your $50, your $500. Maybe you have 30 leads sitting in there from just a couple of weeks of this campaign.
And they've already worked with someone else by that point, probably, because they were urgently needing help.
Exactly. And that's the challenge, I think, for us when we're working with clients, is helping them understand the sense of urgency that comes with a lead that is coming through this process. They were able to see this ad on Facebook, click, Facebook autofills their information, so they've hardly had to fill out anything depending on the fields or information that we're asking for. They've then hit submit and they've gotten a little notifications that says, thanks for filling out this form. We'll be in touch soon. Okay, well, if we're not following up with them within a business day or 24 hours or within the same day, to your point, they've gone. They've gone on to someone else. They've forgotten that they've even filled out this form. Okay, people have such a short attention span. And so the follow-up is really important. The monitoring of the ads is really important because then we need to pivot. If something's not working, if we're split testing 2 images against each other, well, we don't want to waste our money and be running both images if one of them's clearly outperforming the other. It's a waste of money. Let's go in there and turn off the losing ad and let the winning ad continue.
Even if it's our favorite.
Yes, exactly. Even if you are emotionally attached to the graphic that you created in Canva, you gotta let it go, right? So we have to monitor these things and we have to very good at following up and have a true sales process and system for following up with that lead, because it's all about the experience. It's not just about capturing their information, getting them to stop and click on your ad. It's about what's the experience after that part. Do we have a system and process? Who is going to be responsible for for following up with that lead? That's another part of this kind of 10-step process, is making sure that we have a plan in place of who's going to be responsible for the lead, how soon do they need to follow up with them, what do they need to say when they follow up with them, do we have a script, do we have tools for them, do they know all of the details of this offer to be able to get this lead from, hey, I'm interested, to actually booking an appointment all within that same phone call or all within that same email sequence. What does that process look like? And then, is the technician in the example of the HVAC company, is this technician showing up on time? Are they friendly? Did they get the job done? Did they do it well? Did they give them an overall good experience? These are all key components of a successful lead generation campaign.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think it just stops after the lead has been captured on Facebook, and it does not. It is about the entire journey that happens after that. Because one of the things we talk about a lot at Ugly Mug is the natural progression. So the natural progression is this. We as a company in any industry are trying to get strangers to turn into friends, to turn into customers, to then turn into evangelists. It doesn't stop at customer, right? So as we're running this ad on Facebook, we're trying to find these strangers who should know about us, right? And we're trying to get them to like us so that they'll be our friend. And then we have to kind of nurture that friendship. We're not just trying to sell them a new HVAC unit at first. Maybe we're putting some funny HVAC memes out there and running those as ads. Maybe we're offering some educational content. And then maybe we have that low offer tune-up before we say, hey, drop $5,000 with us on a new HVAC system, right? So we kind of have to nurture that. So we get them into being a customer with that low entry level offer. And if they have that great experience, if the technician does a great job, if they show up on time, if they're prompt, if they're quick, if we're able to book an appointment within that same week if possible, or even the next day, then those are the types of things that create evangelists. And an evangelist is someone who rants and raves about your company, someone who is going and telling all their neighbors, you have to use this HVAC company. You need to get a tune-up on your system. Do not risk it, going into the hot Louisiana or hot Texas summer without getting your system a tune-up. Those are the kinds of people that we're trying to create, right? We're trying to get more evangelists for our business, people who are super fans, who are going to give us great word of mouth referrals. Because the more entrepreneurs and small business, medium and large size companies that I work with, they all say word of mouth is the best.
Absolutely. It's the easiest sell, right? It's the easiest sell because their friend already loves you, so chances are they'll love you.
Exactly. Because people don't buy from us. People buy from other people. And so even, outside of lead generation, some of the best campaigns that we run are meet the team campaigns. They're customer testimonial video campaigns, because people see the other person, they see the customer, and they're like, hey, that looks like me. And I'm not talking about another Hispanic woman on the screen, it's like, no, that's another young professional, and she's a woman and she looks like she's about in my age. Or for some people it might be like, hey, that's another dad or hey, that's another grandma who looks like me, who, she needs to keep her house cool through the summer because the kids are out of school and they get dropped off at her house while mom and dad go to work, So how do we relate to those people? We have to use other faces in our company to try and find more of those people that look like the customers that we're after.
Well, and testimonials really are implied trust, right? We see somebody who's not part of the company saying how great the company is. It is a step better than having the company say how great they are. Always.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. Because it fast tracks them. We don't have to go through the natural progression then. if someone's an evangelist and then we're getting a referral from someone, there are immediately our friend and moving into customer. We get to skip that whole stranger and it progresses the friend zone area as well too, because it's like, hey, I already have that trust with you. Because as they're moving along the natural progression, it's also happening from their knowing about us to their liking us to their trusting us. And if I see my friend and goes and gets her hair cut at the salon and now they're running an ad with her, beautiful brown hair looking so luscious and they did a keratin treatment, I'm like, well, blessed be, I need a keratin treatment too, right? That's my friend. I know her. And that's strategic marketing, right? Utilizing your customers, utilizing those testimonials, those existing relationships to find and fast track and get more customers and scale your business.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I know everyone is already looking in the show notes by this point to try to find the link for that video, which is totally okay. I would love to know from you, you've covered that fully. What are 3 things that you think has helped you help your customers, right, grow their business? Be that tools, advice, what have you. What are 3 things that you think are really helping you be successful for them?
Yeah, I think when someone hires us, they think we're just going to manage their social media. They think we're just going to run the ads. But in reality, we develop such deep relationships that we know a lot of the ins and outs of their business, and we're able to give them helpful feedback, things that they're doing really well, things that they can improve on as well. It making that entire customer experience really great. So with the HVAC company, I was like, hey guys, it doesn't look like the customer service reps are following up. Here's a bit of feedback on how we can make this easier for them. Here's a little bit of feedback on, well, they're probably answering the phone all day, so they're not worried about my lead that's coming in from Facebook. How can we fast track this? How can we make it easier for them? So I think one thing that we're doing really well is getting to know the ins and outs of the business, right? We have to know that in order to give helpful feedback and in order for our ads to really be working and helping them scale the business. And we have to know what the goal is too. We can't be successful if we don't know what our clients' goals are. And I'm not talking about, we want to increase brand awareness. That's not specific enough. We need to know, how much are you trying to grow this quarter? How much are all of these specific locations trying to grow each quarter? What's your revenue goal for the end of this year? And how is what I'm doing for you on Facebook or on Instagram or on LinkedIn or on YouTube, how is that measuring up? And how is that helping you get closer to that goal? So having goals and knowing the ins and outs of their business. Now, another thing that we utilize is Zapier. Zapier, do you love Zapier?
I love Zapier. I know the wife of the owner, and so I didn't know that that's what he did. And because I was like, how do you say it? Zapier? And she goes, you'll be happier with Zapier. I'm like, oh, I get it.
Well, I truly am happier with Zapier. We also used to call it Zapier in our office. And then we were like, oh, wait, we get it. These are Zaps. Zapier. Yes. The more you know. The more you know, right? Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Yes, Zapier will make your entire life better. It just will. And especially when it comes to growing and scaling our clients' businesses, specifically speaking to these lead generation campaigns, the old way of doing it, the non-Zapier way of doing it, the terrible way of doing it, is going in manually every day on Facebook and downloading these leads and then sending them to your customers. That's a terrible way of doing this, okay? With Zapier, what we're able to do is connect Facebook lead generation ads directly to our client's CRM or directly into a Google spreadsheet document. So the lead's contact information comes in and then their team. And then it'll dump it into a spreadsheet. We can see their name, their phone number, their email address, when they completed the form, and then the customer service representatives or whatever each day person on their team.
Yeah.
They see everything, or we can even connect it to their MailChimp accounts or their Constant Contact accounts as well. So we've set this up and used Zapier for one of our clients, Kudos. They are a continuing education program in Texas for estheticians and cosmetologists. So whenever those people in that industry need to renew their license, they can go online and take these really, really fun, engaging courses rather than doing these old, terrible, state mandated, just yuck PowerPoints, okay? Kudos is the better way of doing it. But with Kudos, the way that we were doing it was running a lead generation ad to get them new people into their sales funnel. But instead of me going in every day, pulling those leads and then uploading them into MailChimp, adding the tag manually, making sure the emails were going through, Zapier takes the lead, puts it into MailChimp, adds the appropriate tag depending on the form that they filled out, and then starts the email journey for them. And we don't have to do anything. It takes the busy work out of the lead generation game, and it makes it so
tremendous amount of time. Absolutely.
So much time. And so for our HVAC company, the lead comes in, it goes into a spreadsheet, it sends an email to the customer service representative automatically so that they know, hey, this lead came in, here's what they're interested in, here's their contact information, and then it even dumps it into Service Titan, which is a subproduct of Salesforce, but the CRM that they use for all of their booking and scheduling. And it's just amazing because it takes me out of the picture a little bit, right? But then we can easily track and see the results that came from that lead specifically. And I don't have to do the busy work, and it's great.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. So my last question then is, tell me a little bit about Ugly Mug's services so that anyone listening today that was like, yes, along with listening to this podcast is like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to work with them. What type of services do you guys offer?
Yeah, so in addition to social media marketing, digital marketing services, we also do SEO, we do websites, and we also offer general marketing services. So that department in particular is really cool because they also offer Facebook marketing, but they are essentially your marketing department. So if your company is like, we don't have a marketing person, we don't have anyone to do radio, to do billboard, to do Facebook, we just want one person to do all that and we want to hire someone out, that can be our team. And oddly enough, the manager of that department, her name is also Hannah.
Well, that's confusing.
I know. And then I actually recently got married, and so my new last name is going to be Balliette. And so it's a B, and her last name is Broom. So we can't even say Hannah B. It's so confusing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So that department is basically like you hire them and they manage everything for you. They'll write radio script, they'll send it to the radio producer, they'll design your billboards, coordinate with the billboard companies. I mean, it's amazing how much they're doing for the companies that they're working with. Now, the website department is run by Mallory and Mara, and Mallory and Mara work with customers to build completely from scratch custom websites. These are not template websites. These are not built on WordPress. If you dream it, we can do it. It is a completely from scratch coded website for you. And then the best part is, unlike other companies who usually charge you a fee to manage or maintain or update your website, we give you all of the source files and everything, and you own the website, and we teach you how to make the updates on the back end of our website. And the back end of our websites there's no coding required. It is so stupid, easy, user friendly to update. And I am not a website person, and I can go in there and make the changes needed for my clients when they need those changes made. So that's another service that we offer. And we're really working on growing more into the consulting and coaching space as it relates to social media marketing. That's why we've got that fun, free private Facebook group, because we want to get to know more solopreneurs. We want to help more people, whether you're in that solopreneur journey right now or you're a small, medium, large size company. We really just invite and welcome people in all stages to come and join us there, get the latest updates of what the heck is going on at Meta and Facebook or LinkedIn or all of the other places that we should be hanging out on, depending on our target audience. And so that's been super fun too, to see that group grow and to be able to nurture those people and help them out wherever they're at now.
Well, thank you so much, Hannah, for your valuable time today and your advice today, because you're in the trenches doing all this work for multiple companies day in and day out. So I really value that advice tremendously. What's the best way to get in contact with you in case anyone wants to take this conversation further? I mean, I'll have all the links and everything in there, but what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Yes, they can go to our website, uglymugmarketing.com. They can find us on all social channels at Ugly Mug Marketing on, we're on everything. Okay, y'all, we're a marketing company. You can find us just about anywhere. If you would like to personally connect with me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can search me, Hannah Acosta, and I would love to just shoot me a message. I would love to connect with you there and chat more about your biz.
That is perfect. All right, everybody. So you listen to all this great advice. Make sure you take one tip from this podcast and go put it into practice. Take action. Do something that for your business that's actually going to make a difference than just listening to a bunch of podcasts. I hope that you have a great day, and definitely check out Hannah's content in the show notes. Have a great